where you been and where you going. This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's You Be Trippin, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to You Be Trippin, the only travel podcast in the world that's also on the internet. I'm Ari Shaffir, your host. I love traveling. I love hearing about other people's travel. And today, we have a world traveler himself, a great comic, one of the best in the city, and thereby in the world.
Wow.
His own special, Out to Lunch, is on YouTube right now with over 600 million hits. His podcast, We Might Be Drunk.
Jews. You're thinking of Jews that died. 6 million.
It's the number one drunk podcast on the internet. And Tuesdays with Stories is now turning into a book made by Simon & Schuster. Please help me welcome Mark Norman. Mark.
Hey, you're going to get in trouble for You Be Trippin.
Why?
Well, it's a little appropriating Asians or whoever speaks that way. Ebonics.
Yeah, maybe. Mark, where are we going today?
I guess we're going to Gay Paris.
Going to Gay Paris.
I'm soaked, by the way. I should tell the crowd I'm really turned on. No, I got caught in the rain, so I rode a bike here in the rain.
That's crazy. Oh, you rode the city bike?
City bike, which I love, and it wasn't raining, and then I got on the bike and it just...
Oh, it's the worst. And you can't stop because you're on the city bike. Time is of the essence.
The time was of the essence. I wanted to get here on time.
It's the worst, too. You're like, if I left 2 minutes earlier.
I know. Brutal. So my whole body's soaked.
Why'd you go to Paris? I mean, as if you didn't have to ask, but, like, why did you go to Paris?
Well, see, this is the thing about me. I started, grew up pretty broke. There was no food in the house. I was a poor comedian for years. I moved furniture. I was a janitor. I was gay. And then I met this lady, the gal I'm currently engaged to, and she said, why don't you go on trips? You got a little money now, and I'm like, I can't go on trips. I got to work.
Isn't it crazy? It seems foreign, especially when I have to go on stage every night.
Yeah.
To then go take one night off. You're like, no way. But from take one night off, no way, to go to a foreign place for fun.
Blew my mind. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, well, should I set up a show? She's like, no, don't do a show.
Just go. Have fun.
Go.
It's so hard.
Yeah. And she's like, have you been to Paris? I was like, no. And I speak a little French. And she's like, I've never been. Let's do it. Normal people go to Paris.
Normal people go to Paris. Fucking fat Arkansanians go to Paris.
Yes. Yes. So after a year of convincing me, I said, fuck it. And we bought the tickets and we went. And it was amazing. Wow.
What were you looking forward to? Like... All I wanted to do was sit at cafes and write and smoke hand-rolled cigarettes and drink coffee. What were you into?
It's so pretty there because it's so old. Everything here is built in 1981. It's a 7-Eleven. It's a Pinkberry.
Yeah.
And there it's just so pretty and old. There's I think 4 or 5 cities based after Paris in America because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Really?
So we're like, Paris looks good. Just Philly is Paris. There's a couple other ones.
Philly is like modeled after Paris?
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Everywhere you turn, you're just like, look at
crazy.
These. The way the balconies kind of...
Oh, I love it. I love it. The curvy streets with the buildings curving and the cobblestone and the sidewalks and the cafes and the restaurants and the awnings I love. And it's just
the awnings.
Good times. And the river there, that river that goes through with the bridge.
Seine?
The Seine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, Arc de Triomphe in Washington Square Park is based off the Champs-Élysées.
Well, let's talk about this just for a second. So I got home from Paris, too. I'll do my own episode about Paris later. It'll be a different experience than yours.
Okay.
But you're seeing all these beautiful... That arc from Washington Square Park it's like all over there. They have lots of arcs. They have the 10th arrondissement and all over. This arc they gave us is a fucking bullshit arc.
Really?
It's a little nothing. It's a little tiny little arc.
Arc Normand. Well, it's dedicated to George Washington. If you go up and read it, it's all about Washington.
Oh, interesting.
I guess that was a gift. But see, we just copied everything because they knew what they were doing.
Right.
So...
What'd you get into when you were there? So you land, you're with your chick. It is a romantic city, right?
That's beautiful. It's unbelievable. And we got an Airbnb, and it was cheap there. We got it right in the heart of downtown. Look out the window, and I have photos.
Yeah.
We'd bang in this Airbnb, and then she'd be naked walking around. We'd drink a little espresso and eat chocolate, and she looked out the window with her tits out, and I said, "Why don't you scare some of the Parisians?" And she's
she's got a good body too.
Great cans, and I snapped a photo, and it's framed in my house now.
Oh, that's great. I think I've seen it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I've seen it because I was like, was that on Instagram? No, I've seen it.
I put it on Instagram.
Yeah, and
you
guys in shadow behind the whatever.
Yeah. It's just a half a boob foreskin on the side there.
All right.
So, but it's great. And we did every tourist thing.
What'd you do?
We did the Louvre, the catacombs, the Eiffel Tower, Versailles.
You went up the Gardens of Versailles?
Yeah.
That's far away, right? That's an hour and a half away?
That was a good train ride.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go to that. What was that like?
It was beautiful, but I mean, I hate to say it, but you get to a garden, it's a garden. You know, you're like, they have the big bushes that are shaved into a pube or whatever, and then all that. So it's pretty, and this is how trashy I am.
Yeah.
You know, you start talking about going to Paris on a pod, and I had a couple of Tuesdays give me drugs, and they're like, here's some Molly.
Wait, in Paris?
No, before.
Oh.
So I brought Molly to Paris.
Taking a chance.
And shrooms.
Taking a double chance.
Big chance. White
Paid
priv,
off?
Paid off, got through, and we took Molly at the Louvre.
No. Wait, while you walked in?
Before, then went.
Wow.
But it was a blue rock. So I think we took meth. But we still took it.
Molly sometimes comes not powdery, but like in the little rocks.
Oh, okay.
Like
This was
real little ones.
A big rock.
Oof.
And we just chiseled a little off and popped it. It tasted like pure hell.
That sounds like Molly, though.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Molly's, it's worse than any imaginable taste. It's not just sour. It's like, what the fuck?
It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I just ended up shitting my pants the whole time. And I remember being cracked out and like kind of sped up. And it was a horrible time at the
Did your
Louvre.
chick take some?
She took some. She hated it. We were at the Mona Lisa just like, scratching and tweaking.
Yeah.
And we looked like idiots. And then we got out of there.
The Louvre is the most famous museum in the world, I think.
Yeah. It was pretty great. And that Mona Lisa was there. And it was fun.
It's cool to see it.
It is.
Right?
It's little. It's like that big.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people around.
Fat tourists.
Fat tourists, fat Americans with fanny packs and Mickey Mouse shirts. It was embarrassing.
You worry at all about being a tourist in places like that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy, but
What do you do?
I don't know. I just keep my mouth shut, but I get pretty drunk on these trips. So I'm sure I'm like, hey, which way is Broadway? You know, and they're like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Dude, what'd you drink when you were there? It's wine, right? Or did you drink other stuff?
I'm not a huge wine guy, but
Okay.
my friend is a foodie, and he's like, you gotta go to this place. And we went, and it was one of those. It was so nice with the foam. They do the foam on the food. You ever see the chef do foam? That's like
No.
when you really hit the big time. FOMO. You never did the foam?
No.
Oh, give that a goog. All these guys on Food Network are foamed
The
out.
foam? What kind of foam?
It like they do a foam, and it's this weird flavored foam on top of a piece of duck or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty popular in the foodie world, but it's stupid. And you just want a good meal, but it was too nice.
Sometimes like, it's farm to table. I'm like, I really don't care where you got it.
Yeah, I just want to eat and
There's no lemons in this region. I'm like, well, then import one.
yeah, please.
Yeah.
And it was way too expensive, and the dollar. And here's the problem with Paris and most of Europe: the check takes forever. They cook the check. I'm like, where's the check? They're like, it's coming, sir. It's coming.
Yeah.
Impatient American. Oh, I'm like, I got to get out of here. I
You're
want to
like,
see
I'm
the
done.
city.
I'm done.
I'm done. What am I going to sit here?
Yeah, that's what Liz said. It's like exceptionally long and then think even longer.
Yes, they draw it out because it's like part of the process. It's the art of the cuisine and
Yeah.
the restaurant. I'm like, I want to eat and go. But I'm a douche.
Somebody told me, Rolf Botts told me, it's like it's us taking our wherever we're from mentality into another place and you're trying to apply it, but it'll
Right.
just never be applied.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like going to a pizza place here. Oh, shit.
Shut up. Sorry.
That's Macron. He's the French.
Oh, this is the fucking. Oh, Joe Rogan says no side effects from what's it called from the COVID test. Hello. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Sharif.
No, listen, guys. I'm never gonna buy drugs from you. So usually you hang up right
Why?
about
What
now.
happened?
I don't want to buy any drugs.
Why? What happened?
Nothing happened.
What
I
happened?
got ivermectin once because I thought that was a cure for COVID. I'm not interested in buying drugs over the phone.
What do you got for monkeypox?
You got any monkeypox drugs?
Okay, man.
Take me off the
How's
list.
your
It's
race?
every day, 3 times a day.
Schindler's List.
Please
Oh.
help me, human to human.
All right, that was great. Wow, you talked to a telemarketer like a human being. I've never seen that.
So one time the guy was like, I was like, can I talk? Right away he called. I'm like, can I? It's 310 whatever, and then any 4 numbers. I block it, but they have 1,000 choices.
Yeah.
No, 10,000. Fuck. I'm never going to block them all. And I was like, just talk to your manager, please. And he goes, And I was like, hey, man, please, I'm never going to buy stuff. Can you take me off? He goes, buy 200 pills. I'll take you off. I'm like, pills of what? He goes, anything.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
No way. You're not going to take me off.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the culture of like, well, it's like if you go to a small town from here and you're used to New York, like, move.
Yeah.
And they're like, why? They just don't even get it.
Exactly. New Orleans is like that. Hey, how you doing? How's your mom and them? And you're like, just give me the coffee.
Yeah.
Come on.
No hello first?
No hello. We don't know each other.
Did you go to any of the bakeries and stuff?
I did. I did the bakeries. I did the cafe. I got a baguette.
Oh, that's fun, right?
I saw a few baguettes. And then, just rode bikes and did it up. We went to Moulin Rouge.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I walked by it. What was it like? What was in there?
It's beautiful. It's smaller than I thought it would be, and it's so ornate and pretty. It's like a Wes Anderson movie in there.
Are you supposed to dress up for that or no?
Nah, it was a bunch of more fat tourists. We saw a sex show. Yeah, we did it all.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we just went in, and a bunch of guys were plowing some lady, and she was like, ah, and it would rotate. And then when she got away from the audience, she was like,
no.
And then when you get back in front, she was like, ah. It was like every experience I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? They have sex shows in Paris?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I didn't know that.
That whole nightlife area gets
down
pretty
there
wild.
where Moulin Rouge is.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, I walked by it by accident once. I was like, oh, this is that.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That's one of those things that it's like, if you and I were there, it would not be on our list.
Yes, you're right. But
Yeah.
one in Paris. But I'll tell you,
What?
it just felt better there. It feels easier. Like we're so up our own ass and hey, what pronoun are you? And kill yourself and you're a racist. It just felt easy. Like I remember I'd see like a 16-year-old couple
Yeah.
walking with a bottle of wine, and he would put his jacket on her, and they would go to some party. And then we went to bars every night, and they were full of young people drinking, and they all were very nice to us and said hello.
Yeah.
And we just connected with all these people. Then there was one night we got shit-faced, and there's this big row of stairs looking out over the city. It's like a famous spot. I got a photo of it. And we just sat there and got drunk with like 400 other couples.
Wait, outside?
Outside. It was a beautiful night.
Was it by like a church?
Yes.
I think I know what that one is.
Huge like cascade of stairs, and the city is right there, and it's like a
In
popular
Montmartre.
hangout. Yes,
That's
Montmartre.
it, right? Montmartre.
Montmartre,
Yeah.
yes.
I just went. That's the only reason I know is because I was just there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they have all the locks on the fence.
Yeah,
Lock
yeah.
for your love.
Right. It was beautiful, and I was
And
pretty
you just
hammered
sit
the whole
outside
time.
and drinking whatever they got.
Drink. That was it. Everybody had bottles of wine and beers.
The public drinking is so nice in
So
countries
nice.
that don't give a fuck.
And they don't abuse it. We're out here like, they're just chilling and having a good time.
Yeah, we were all dancing into the class where I was writing class out there.
Yeah.
and we were all there where this like tango areas are by the river, a little further down, and then cops would come by and everyone's like hiding their and they would come by. I was like, hey guys, if they're empty, can you throw them right out?
Oh,
especially for bottles. And
That's
we're like,
great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then you're like, we can take these out. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the idea is like, who gives a shit?
Good atmosphere, good vibes.
Bonjour, everyone. Click on the link right now to subscribe to where you are listening. I'm so fucking bad. You would think if I made a living doing impressions in that world anyway, accents, these things could all be added to help my stand-up. And yet, I'm below a fucking even average person. I've been to these countries and I can't do a fucking accent. Guys, wherever you are, please subscribe to this podcast right now. If you're listening on Spotify, if you're watching on YouTube, wherever you are, take this moment while I read Mark Norman's tour dates out to you to subscribe. Did you guys have a good fucking Shroomfest? Happy Shroomfest, everybody. Today is the last day. Shroomfest, I am out in the woods somewhere, losing my mind and cuddling up next to a nice piece of moss. Who doesn't love mushrooms? Mark Norman is a stand-up comedian. You can get all his dates at punchup.live/Mark Norman. July 26th, Rockford, Illinois. July 27th, Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to read these dates through August. Hampton Bays, New York. Richmond, Virginia. Greensboro, North Carolina. Anaheim, California. Thousand Oaks, California. Reading, Pennsylvania. Red Bank, New Jersey. Guadalajara. Wait, what? And Ciudad de Mexico. August 29th and August 31st. Guess who's got to come back for another episode of You Be Trippin'? Yeah, Mark fucking Norman is right. He's doing shows in Guadalajara and Mexico. God damn it. Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, St. Louis, Missouri, Atlanta, Georgia, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and Portland to wrap up September. And then doing some Canadian gigs, London and Toronto, Newport, Rhode Island, Monterey, Oakland, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and then Cleveland at Hilarities at the end of October. Get tickets at punchup.live/Mark Normand. You can also follow him on Instagram at Mark Normand. Mark with a K, Normand, one word. He's also in Protect Our Parks, a podcast that I created, and Joe Rogan had the guts to see through and make it a regular thing. You can also subscribe to You Be Trippin Pod at You Be Trippin Pod on Instagram. And that's it. Guys, I have nothing else to promote. It feels pretty nice. Let's get back to the episode. Please leave in the comments any of your favorite experiences in Paris or in France in general. And also, I am reading these, especially for the first day of the YouTube. I'll read the comments. If you have any suggestions for every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Comes out. If you have any suggestions for guests, I've listened to them. I got Wonton Don coming on from your suggestions, everybody. I got Hamilton Morris from your suggestions. Anyway, let's get back to the episode. Bonjour. Wait. Adieu.
See, this is why you're a special Hebe.
What?
Is because you said, I'm going to go take a writing class in Paris, and you do it. Or
Yeah.
I'm going to go live in far off China without a phone and sleep on the ground, and you do it.
Yeah.
Who does that? You're like a guy on a Tinder bio that would fuck your girlfriend. You know, like, I love to read in China, and I take writing
special.
classes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He had elephant pants.
Yeah.
He did something to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's you.
But you're doing it more now.
I'm trying. I mean, I just went on a trip. You're actually going. You went there with a purpose, with like a writing class. That's
It got me
insane.
there. I would never have gone otherwise.
Oh, really?
No part of me was drawn to France and Paris in any way. Like, there's certain cities, I usually ask people this too. There's certain cities that or not cities, but countries that'll like call to you.
Yes.
And there's no reason or rhyme to it.
Yes.
It's just, I'm never interested in Russia. But if I get an all-expense paid trip to Russia, of course I'm going. I'm not like, fuck that place.
Sure.
But like,
Fuck Ukraine.
fuck Ukraine, absolutely. Never stop there. A lot of from Ukraine, you know, it's not
right.
publicized.
And Nazis.
Yeah, Nazis. But certain countries. So, do you have any like that are like on your mind?
I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but Amsterdam, I just love that. The way the city looks and feels, it just speaks to me.
You've been there.
I've been there about 5 times, and
Oh.
I don't know. I'm in love with Amsterdam,
Oh,
and I
well,
know it's hack. 'Cause
It's not
like,
hack. It's a cool place.
It's so pretty, and the people there are cool and good looking and smart, and they're on bicycles and they smoke weed and they drink beer at lunch, and the canals and it's just, you can't beat it.
There's another episode.
Oh, we'll do that one next.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have people in for multiple places. Same guest, multiple episodes.
Oh, cool. All right.
Especially if you've been places, right? You
Well,
can repeat easily.
I love cities. Even American cities, I think, have a vibe and a personality.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of songwriters, like that great Sufjan Stevens song about Chicago, like Atlanta is a TV show, New Orleans has a million TV shows. You want to capture that.
You know what they say about New Orleans? You ever read Gods of America? You don't read much, do you? I barely do. It's one of the few books I read. Don't make it seem like
Okay.
smart. Gods of America is talking about all these people that came from wherever to America, and they brought their gods with them because they worshipped, whatever.
Sure.
And then they kind of stopped worshiping their gods. So their gods are like these actual things that are just like, no one's worshiping me. And so then they lost their power. And then new gods of the internet, gods of money, gods of sex, they've all come in
Yes.
and beaten up the old gods. But they said like they were this new recruit, they're showing him everything. It's like, we got to go to New Orleans. He goes, oh, we'll need a passport for that. He's like, why? He's like, it's not America.
Oh,
He's like, what do you mean?
that's
It's like,
awesome.
it's in the border, but it's a different place.
It's true. It's a wild, wild west of the South.
Yeah. What were the good foods there?
What
What did you really like when you were eating it?
I don't think the food spoke to me. I'm from New Orleans, which is very foodie, and we live in New York,
Food
which is foodie.
in Paris didn't speak to you. It's okay. These are all
Not
everybody's
really.
experience. Wow.
I mean, I had good food and I had good, croissants and all that shit.
Sal
but-
said the same thing because I was unimpressed with the food there.
Yeah, it didn't blow my mind. And I'm not saying it's bad food. I would rather the city and the experiences than the food there.
Wow.
It's a lot of bread and cheese, which I don't love.
I got a loaf and a thing of cheese and just went to one of the gardens out there and just like sliced it and wrote in my journal and just sliced
that's
cheese
nice.
and baguette and just
That's
till I
great.
got nauseous. Didn't you say you had a sandwich once that was like
That was in Italy.
that was in Italy?
Another trip, my lady was like, we can just go to Italy. And I was like, fuck it. So
Wow.
we went to Amalfi Coast and
Damn.
Pompeii.
Oh, that's when you got the great sandwich.
Yeah, it was a bodega, and she just was like, "Can I get a tuna sandwich?" And this guy took a half an hour to make it, and it was the best tuna sandwich.
Well, that's what I loved
seen.
about Paris. That they did take time. Like you order, and you're like, "Where is this already?" Like
Yeah.
they're making it from scratch. There's no like
Yeah.
escargot like buffet where they're just waiting. Do you have escargot?
I did. Well, I've had it before, but it's pretty good. I wouldn't order it every day, but
Since you're there,
Yeah.
What?
Gomez said he went to Italy and he ate cheese, bread, and wine every day, and he lost weight. That's the thing about the food there. It's
Yeah.
not processed horse shit.
It's like their FDA's better or something. It's like their
Yeah.
gluten is not the same gluten we have. I definitely, I'm not saying it. I don't know the deal, but it's
Yeah.
like, you're eating cheese and bread all day, and you're like, how am I losing weight?
Yes.
How am I feeling healthier?
It's very strange, but magical place.
What was it like coming from? This is what I had coming from Paris, just a gorgeous city, to this city.
It's New York, it's good to leave and it's good to come back, but it's different. I mean, we just have so much more shit. We got you ever seen that Sopranos episode where Furio lands back from Italy and he's driving from the Newark airport to his house and he's just like McDonald's, Exxon, Burger King, Whole Foods. It's just a bummer. It's just capitalists and corporations. And that part sucks. That's why I live in the village.
Because it's less of that.
It's less of that.
Also, there's like writing on everything.
I
There's graffiti everywhere. It was so
Yeah.
clean in Paris.
So clean.
And everything. And here you have some like gargoyle buildings, that are like, oh, that's a kind of a classic.
Yeah.
But then most of them are just like the new glass build. It's just like, this is gross.
Yes.
This is industrial.
Yes.
I've never noticed how gross it was. And rats everywhere.
I know.
I had to fight with a guy in Paris. Not a fight. It's a discussion. We're out getting some wine. He was like, let me help you find some wine. They're so good at it. They care. And where are you from? I told him. And then he's like, yeah, it's a lot like here, weather-wise. Like they just got over like 100-degree heat wave. I'm like, yeah, we have that. He goes, it's about the same weather. I'm like, yeah, I think so. Because a lot of similarities. I'm like, yeah. He goes, we got better rats. And he goes, we have rats. I'm like, not like our rats.
Yeah. Their rats have little mustaches and berets on. Our rats are eating like a dead dog on the highway.
What were the highlights for you out there? Like, what would you like? I love that. I would go back to that.
I think the nightlife for me, first of all, I know I keep harping on the vibe, but it was just so pleasant.
Yeah, explain that. Explain the vibe. Because I say the same thing. It was just a chill vibe.
Chill vibe. It's they soak up life over there in Europe. It's Italy too, and even England. You wake up, you have your coffee, and then you have your bread, and then you walk around. It feels like we're all hustle and bustle, gotta work, gotta check my followers and make money, and, fuck life right in the ass and all this business. Out there, it's like, I run a souvenir shop, I come in when I want, I leave when I want, there's a bell on the door, I go get a big lunch, and then I read at night to candlelight.
It does feel like that. It really does feel like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just like sitting there. They're not rushing you out. I know it's like,
Yes.
get me my checker ready. But the idea that comes from like, you're sitting here. I don't know. Until you're
Right.
done. What's the rush? Every like
Yeah.
hour, you're like, can I get another coffee? Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. It's just laid back, and it's a major city. It's one of the oldest cities, and yet it just feels they got it all figured out. When you go, I was just in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And when you go to a town where
The
you're
Paris of New Hampshire.
yeah. When you go to a town, you're like, there's the exact right amount of people in this town for the infrastructure.
Uh-huh.
We don't, in New York, it's like there's 8 million more people than should be here because the apartments are all stacked up. The sidewalks are full. The subway's full. The traffic is bad.
Yeah.
But in Paris, it just felt like there was enough. There's the right amount of people in the city for what the city can hold.
When did you? Oh, shit.
So every restaurant is full,
when
but
did you
then
go?
you don't have to wait
Do you
that
remember
long.
when you went? What time of year?
Probably 2000. I think it was the fall.
Okay, it wasn't August.
No.
August, it clears out.
Oh,
But
really?
so this is regular time. August, they all take their vacation. And the same thing what you say about the vibe. So I was there last 10 days of July, first 4 days of August.
Yeah.
They were like, August is vacation time. And really, on August 1st, you see people, like, there's a sign up, like, closed till September.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, but that vibe of, like, well, why don't you have your employees work? Like, what, guys, it's summertime.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life a little.
Yeah, I feel like we get a call like, hey, the lights are being shut off, you know?
Yeah.
They don't seem to have that worry.
Yeah, exactly. They own their places or something, and they're just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Work to
they gotta
live
figure it
instead
out.
of live to work.
I know, and then you come back to New York, and the plane lands, and you feel it instantly. You know, like, oh,
it's all over so fast.
You got a guy going, Uber, you need Uber? And you're like, I don't trust you.
Yeah,
And then
you need
there's-
Uber? Just here, call me and I'll pick you up. It's like, what?
Yeah. There's a
Wow.
dead guy.
I'll just go to Uber, dude.
There's a fist fight. There's a racial incident at the Hudson News, you know.
Yeah. The nightlife was really good. The
Yeah.
bars were just cool. Everyone's out there talking. Did you see what was your take on race relations in Paris?
Didn't even think about it. Didn't come up.
I told Che when I got home. I asked him if I saw him, and I was like, have you been there? And he's like, no, why? And I'm like, it's the most equal I've ever seen black people.
Yes.
It seemed like it just, and maybe it was where I was staying in the 10th, but like, it seemed just like it wasn't even a thought,
Didn't even come up. Totally.
you know?
I felt the same way.
It's like when you're talking to an Asian person, you don't see it anymore. You
Yeah,
know? Like there's certain
yeah.
people you don't see it, like Lewis, you're like, oh yeah, I guess Latino.
Right.
Or me with Jew. It's like you're not thinking like I'm friends with a Jew. It's just,
No.
It doesn't cross your brain until you're ready to make a joke.
Yes.
You know? But it seemed like that there. They're like almost like, well, I could tell you're black, but I'm not even thinking about it until you ask me.
No, because they all sound the same too. They have the accent and the language. The same with like a British black guy's like, right,
Yeah.
though, governor. You're like, whoa.
Oh, I got a question for you.
No, be tripping.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but exactly. It's just a triple.
Yeah. But you know, a black comic walks on stage in America and goes, a lot of white people here, and it's immediately addressed. They're like, I'm black, you're white.
Yeah.
There's a weirdness. I don't feel like they have that.
My friend Kevin, comic, told me this.
But I could be wrong.
He said America, because I was told him I'm thinking of like leaving, and he said America is he goes, race is the dumbest issue in the world. It's obvious everyone should be equal, right?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest issue in the world, and America's obsessed with it, and that's all you have to know.
It's all slavery. We feel bad about the slavery.
Yeah. I
Even
know.
though other
I miss those times. If you went to Bahrain or like UAE or something like that,
Yeah.
and then you're there, and it's like some people say, don't go. I'm like, well, I'm performing for the government, I'm performing for the people. But if they were like, hey, while you're here, you got a slave, I would lean in.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it'd be fine. I'm not taking it home with me, but
No, I'd tip after the
can't tip a
sexual
slave.
Well, after the sexual favors, I'd tip.
oh, right. I think you went above and beyond.
Yeah.
You really took the next step of slavery there.
Yeah,
You made me feel. You didn't feel like you have to be here.
Right.
It seemed like you wanted to.
And you go white slave just to make
oh
it
yeah,
normal.
no. Oh, for sure, white slave. Don't get me wrong. You got to go white slave.
Gotta go white slave.
Yeah, or Filipino.
Ah, that's good for the lady boy thing.
Yeah. What were the girls like in Paris?
Beautiful.
God damn.
Beautiful. It's my favorite look because they're all fashionable too. They wear the boots
Yep.
and the leather
Yep.
and the hair. It's all hot and they're all thinner.
Yep.
And they're not as American women can be a little entitled. You know, like, hey, you owe me this because of a tampon string or whatever. And you're like, huh, what? And they're like, oh, grab him by the pussy, fuck Trump, it's a patriarchy. And you're like, all right, I did, don't hurt me.
I didn't do any of that.
But yeah, in there it felt more, it's like you said, it felt more equal and everybody's just hanging out.
I was so turned on all the time. There was just like hot chicks, just hot women. Just
I know.
and you're right, they're fashionable.
They're fat,
So they
they
just
read.
seem cool.
Yeah. They just seem better than all of us.
Yeah,
And they're nice.
and they're nice.
They're not, I feel like you get a hot girl in America, she's like, oh, I'm hot, I can run the world. There, they're like, oh, I'm hot, but we're all hot, and can I get a latte?
Yeah, just hot and helpful and just fine.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? You think? You by being treated okay?
It's treated okay, good upbringing, probably good education. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's poor psychos in Paris who are all cunts.
Yeah, gotta be, but damn. Oh, hi. Today's episode of You Be Trippin' is brought to you by Foundation Cigars, my favorite cigar. I talked to the owner, Nick Melillo, about his journey, and it's amazing. In 2003, at 24 years old, he moved to Nicaragua to study under the masters, and he learned Whew, he's an artist, you guys. Every Foundation cigar shows that quality of craftsmanship, devotion to history. From the rich volcanic soils of Nicaragua to the glacial valley soil of Connecticut, every one goes in with special care, and it's astounding what results. You would bring any box of Foundation cigars to a party, and it'll be the life of that party. The Tabernacle is one of the highest, best quality cigars in America. I guarantee you that. If you want a more manageable one, a shorter one, try the David or even the Wise Man. Every cigar I smoke, I'm not joking, every cigar I smoke from Foundation is amazing. If you're bringing a box of them to a party, you'll win the party. He actually made a cigar. He's a fucking artist, you guys. He made a cigar for Joe Rogan, blended specifically to Joe Rogan's tastes. You can't buy him anywhere. He only sends them to Joe Rogan. You can't get one. I stole one last time I was on Rogan's podcast to protect our parks. He said, don't. I said, I'm okay. And then when he wasn't looking, I did it. I'm saving it for my brother's wedding next month. And I decided, for this podcast ad read, to go around the streets of New York talking to cigar smokers to tell them about this high-quality cigar that can only be found at foundationcigars.com or wherever you buy cigars. Ask for a Foundation. You're sure to get quality. Oh, here's one right now. Let's go talk to him. Come on. Hi, sir. I noticed you're smoking a cigar.
Big time. Love cigars. Very relaxing. It's just what I do with my time.
Yeah, I did too. Can I tell you about a new cigar from Foundation?
I'm good. Thank you.
It's called the Tabernacle. It's one of their flagship cigars. It's great. It's way better than this. Let me tell you the problem with this. It's fucking bullshit, dude. It's fucking bullshit. It's a bullshit fucking cigar.
Dude, what the fuck is your fucking problem, man? You don't fucking do that to somebody's fucking cigars.
I just want to tell you my Foundation.
Why don't you fucking suck my dick?
I don't.
Why don't you fucking suck my dick, huh? You gonna suck it?
I don't want to.
Huh?
I don't want to suck
Fucking
it.
treat a cigar like that? Suck my
I
dick.
just want to tell you about Foundation.
Suck my dick.
They're Connecticut. They're Connecticut.
What's this one with the bald guy on it?
It's a Joe. I'll give you one. Not that one, but I'll give you another one.
No, that one I want.
It's
Give me the bald guy.
No, it's a Joe Rogan. I was saving that for my brother's wedding.
Give me that one.
No, please. I wanted that for my brother's wedding. Please.
Don't fucking do that to somebody.
I was just trying to film a commercial.
Suck my dick!
No, please don't. Please don't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it looks good.
Foundation cigars. Hello, dorks. Hello, ugly people. Today's episode of You Be Trippin is brought to you by Shopify.com. What are you looking to sell online? What I'm looking to sell is insults. Well-crafted insults by a high-level successful comedian. Yeah, I didn't write them. Tom Segura did. I stole it from him. That's what I do. That's my business, and Shopify helped me get there, you morons, you ugly people. I heard your dad left your mom because he didn't want to be around you. Yeah, do you ever look in the mirror and realize that you're ugly? Yeah, everyone else in your life realizes it about you. I sell insults. Door to door at Shopify.com. They help me get my e-commerce platform going, and they can help you sell whatever you want to sell as well. Yeah, your wife tells you, hey, you don't please me. You don't please me as a man, both sexually and economically. Well, you can change one thing. You can change the economics part of it. Yeah, you still got a small dick, and she's never seen an orgasm, even smelled one, and that's why she keeps inviting the pool boy over. Oh, I thought it had to be once a week cleaning. No, every day, I guess. Well, weird. I guess. She's cheating on you, you fucking moron. It's because you're ugly. It's because you got a small dick. And because this part you can change, you're not selling well enough in e-commerce. Shopify will help you get there. Are you dumb? Are you too dumb to understand that? Yeah, maybe you went to public school. I went to private. My parents made something of themselves, and they made something of me. I'm Ari Shaffir, and I'm better than you. You're worse than almost everyone. Go to Shopify.com right now to make your own e-commerce platform succeed beyond your wildest imagination. And I assume your imagination is very limited. Maybe your wildest imagination is just a walk in the park. Yeah, because your scope is small. Your scope of world is small. You probably hear about these travel stories and go, hey, is Thailand even a country? I thought that was made up in a story. You're dumb. Be smart. Use Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period right now at Shopify.com/trippin. All lowercase. Yeah, that's go to Shopify.com/trippin right now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. You could be in the starting off stage. You could be in making $1 million stage. Shopify will help you get there. Shopify.com/trippin. Now let's get back to the episode. So what did you drink when you were there? Same shit? They have everything.
I
right?
was all on the beer, just full on like French
the
beers.
60. What is it? 64.
Yeah, 1664 is good.
1664.
That's their PBR too. That's their shit.
Oh, really?
That's
they have
swill.
two. They have a white and they have a blue.
Yeah, we would buy like 2 liters. And
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
squeezable,
Squeezable ones.
like a plastic.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was just beer, and you just drank a 2 liter of beer, and it was good to
Did
go.
you drink by the river at all?
Yep. Drank by the river, walked around the river a ton. I think she thought I was going to propose, which was awkward.
Oh, you're like, no, not this spot. It's another spot.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
She talked you into a trip to Paris, and then immediately about one friend was like, if Eddie proposes, and you're like,
Exactly.
yeah, you're right. That is where you would do it. It's cliche.
Yeah. I got down on one knee, and I was like, I'm gay. I really threw her a 180 on her. Oh, we went to Notre Dame, too.
Oh, yeah. What was that? I didn't go
That
into
was
one.
really cool. It's just super old.
Pre-burned?
Huh?
Post-burned.
I guess post. Pre. No, it was pre. It was together.
Okay.
Pre-burn.
Notre Dame burned, right?
It did, yeah. I think they're fixing it, but it's
They're fixing it. When I was
very
there, they were
ashy.
fixing it. But
You know about ashy? Well, your
know-
grandparents
yeah,
do.
and I know about burning down the Notre Dame church. Two of my people did that, and 9/11.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, super cool. And that
What was
area
in there?
around there, it's just still pews.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still a working church. There was candles everywhere.
Is Napoleon buried there?
Yeah, I think he is. Dynamite. No, I think Napoleon's
Oh,
buried
I
there.
didn't get the word association. I was
yeah.
like, what's dynamite? Oh, right. Stupid. So stupid. Yeah, the architecture's really cool. Did you go to museums at all?
Outside of the Louvre, no. We went to the catacombs, which was basically
What's
a
the
museum.
catacombs?
Catacombs is it's an underground prison that they built underground, and it's all the skulls are on the wall. It's
No.
crazy. I took 1 million photos in there. It's amazing that still exists.
What?
I think it was a cemetery, or it was a prison, but it just everybody died in there.
I wonder what the French Revolution was. If they were like, if it got real bad, we're like, well, we got to turn this hotel into a fucking murder
Yeah,
factory, or
maybe.
we got to turn this prison into a fucking graveyard, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what would have been really interesting to visit Paris during the German occupation?
Oh my
Imagine
God.
if you're a German guy and you probably got a 5-year run where nobody local can really fuck with you.
Yep.
And you get to enjoy the nice wine and cheese. Like, shit stays open. Like, guys, run your business, but like,
Yeah.
there's just an occupier here.
Yeah.
And if you're one of those occupiers,
You cleaned up.
yeah, you clean up. Also, some chicks probably were into you. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
a German. I know I shouldn't do this.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that
If you were
uniform.
gay, you could fuck. Oh, it's the best place to fuck.
Oh yeah, that Hugo Boss outfit, the big
Uh-huh.
boots, the goose step. Yeah, they must have done very well.
Yeah. And then they were like, hey, we're pulling out. You'd be like, oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, can I stay? You guys are cool with me, right? And they're probably like, nah.
I think back then too, soldiers were like were like put on a pedestal. And you could go into a guy's house and be like,
Oh, right.
I need some bread, or I need to take a shit. And people
they
had
had to let you.
Had to let you in.
Isn't that one of the things in the Constitution? They were like, we're sick of that with the British. Like, you
I
can't
think
come to our
so.
houses.
Yeah.
We don't have to shelter you anymore.
It's one of the amendments, I think.
But you can?
That you
can't.
can.
You
I think
can?
you can. I think you can. I think it's part of it. Like if a soldier comes by and he has diarrhea, you got to let him in.
I don't even like them boarding first. Why? You're the most physically fit. You don't have to board first.
Good point. Good point. I think you got to give them something for risking their lives.
Yeah, you get a human ear for every kill.
Oh, there you go. Make a necklace.
Make a necklace.
Yeah.
That's something.
That's true. That is something.
Steal artifacts. I've seen those fucking Marky Mark movies.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the girls are so hot. Where were the bikes? What bikes?
Huh?
What were the bikes? Did you bike around? Did you buy a bike?
Oh, we did the bike rental at the or at the Airbnb at a bike rental. Nothing.
It had one.
Yeah, nothing too snazzy.
They did have this. It's 'cause what I'm trying to do is like if I'm going to Paris, let's just say somebody's going to Paris and listen to this podcast, kind of like what should I expect?
Mm-hmm.
So you said kind of expensive. I think that's changed now with the dollar being better. Thank you,
Yep.
Trump. But there's bike rentals everywhere,
Yeah,
like city bikes.
that's true.
There's
Good.
the Limes. Do they have those then? The electric ones?
They weren't there.
Oh.
Thank God. Those are horrible to a city. They
Yeah,
just lay
you-
on the floor.
But they don't let you put them anywhere like they do here.
Oh,
They're only in
good.
certain spots. And if
Okay.
they're full, they're like, this place is full. You got to go to another spot.
Got
And
it.
they're like, you're going to get fined 25 euros if you leave it just anywhere.
Oh,
They're like, we know you're the last one to take it.
you see, they handle their shit there.
Even if you're right next to it, like if it's like the line ends here, just right where you are, and I put it right next to you,
yeah.
they'll go, hey, that's 25 euros. You're not in the spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Good for them. See,
Yeah.
they thought everything.
And they have, you've got the city bikes here, right? You've
Yeah.
done this. So they have in there these rubber holders for your phone.
Wow,
So
for
they're-
the
they're
GPS.
yeah, so you stick it in there. It grasps no matter what size phone you have. It like, and so you can like look and see where you're going. It's
See?
great.
We didn't
Here
think of
we're on
that.
our phone, like holding it and try to steer with one hand.
Wow, man. City Bike here wouldn't do that because they're like, it's an extra 11 cents to put that on the bike, so fuck it.
Yeah,
That's America, baby.
yeah.
But yet they all love us. Well, they make fun of us that we're annoying and fat, but they watch all our movies, they will listen to all our music, they like all our TV.
Yep, same thing we feel about Tim Dillon. Annoying and fat, but I'll never stop watching him.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, today.
I think America to them is like a spoiled kid who's still interesting.
It's interesting. We do have the best movies. We have the best music.
Yeah.
We have among the best music. It's just like they like our stuff. I met some people. I was just
cocky.
walking home late at night. What?
We're cocky and
We're cocky. Oh, West. I met some. It's a T-shirt manufacturer. They're just running off shirts, and it was all '90s bands like Mazzy
Yes.
Star and like some like hip hop and stuff. I was looking at it, and they kind of waved me in. I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, why specifically this? Like, it's what we're into."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm 41, and so it's like kind of what I grew up." I'm like, "Oh, wow. No, I've never seen a Mazzy Star shirt anywhere."
No, exactly. That's why you always hear these artists like, I'm huge in Paris.
Yeah.
I go over there once a year and make $1 million.
Yeah, what I liked was he was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, we run shit off. I don't know. It's like this easy way to like run off T-shirts, and we kind of like it. We're all sort of artists and stuff. And he's like, what are you doing now? You want to go to a bar? I'm about to go. I was like, okay. Didn't know me.
Wow, you see?
Went to a bar. We're just talking. Told me a term, boo-boo,
Boo-boo.
bourgeois bohème, like upscale, downscale.
Oh.
It's rich people that try to act poor.
Oh, right.
Torn jeans. I'm just more on the streets. Like, no, you're not.
Like Mark Cuban with flip-flops and cargo shorts.
Yeah, but like you're like a hipster. Most of Williamsburg is very
Got
boo-boo.
Got it. That was a big thing with COVID when everybody had to go back to their parents' house. You're like, oh, you grew up in a mansion? in
Right.
Connecticut?
And you're like living this poor, like I'm just a struggling artist. Like,
Yeah.
but you're not.
No.
You're trying that on.
Exactly. You're wearing overalls for some reason.
Yeah.
But I went to Australia years ago, and it's the same thing. Like, we're so engulfed in black culture. We got the hip hop and the cool lingo and the sneakers and everything. They are so white over there. I went to a nightclub one night, and I remember walking in, and they were blaring Sublime at like a
Wow.
nightclub. We'd have Drake or something playing.
Interesting.
They have Sublime. We got like
Blech.
Drop That Ass or whatever. I was
You
like,
should never listen to Sublime ever. One of the most overrated bands of all time.
it's where I got. I say, remember that? I'm like, this is the nightclub? I'm just bobbing my head with a
Trying.
a vodka soda.
All right, what else should we say about Paris? What should people know when they're going there?
Yeah, the food scene. Just go if you like a pretty city.
It's so just walking around, right?
Walking around was all you need to do. Get a beer, get a loaf of bread, get a decent meal, get a good jambon, which is a ham sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Get a good ham sandwich and just walk around. Get a bike and get like a good beer buzz, like two to 4 beers, and just take it all in.
The guy whose class I took, he says his thing is like walk until you find something interesting.
Hey, perfect. And talk to people.
And Paris is that. Talk to me. Who'd you talk to?
I just talked to strangers. Like, what's the best spot? Where should I go? Sorry about 9/11 and all this stuff. So that was enough. Like the bars, that was my favorite part because we'd go out all day, then you go home, take a nap, maybe bang, and then by 8:00 we'd get a cocktail and just bar hop, and it was the best.
It's a late night city. You can get dinner
Totally.
at 9
Yes.
easily anywhere. I got at 11. I'll say it again when I do my Paris pot. 11:30 on a weekday. Mm-hmm. I got duck as a main course by the canals. Escargot for hors d'oeuvre, whatever it's called, the pre-thing, appetizer.
Yep.
6 bouillon.
It's different. Their entree is their app, which makes more sense because it's the entree.
Yeah, enter.
Enter.
Yeah, what is that?
We just fucked it up.
And then what's their main? What is it called? There's a word for it,
There's
right?
a word for it. I don't know. Shit, the
There's
headliner?
a word.
I don't know.
Word for it. Yeah.
Call in if you know.
Call in right now. Leave
But
a
you're
comment.
right.
Anyway, creme brulee for dessert because I was like, give a dessert like creme brulee. I'm like, that sounds French, so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. 2 glasses of Côte d'Aron wine,
Oh yeah.
€60,
Oh really?
and it's 1-to-1 now. And there's not even a line for a tip, which as a Jew, it's like, I don't feel bad for it.
That is
you know?
huge. The waiters get like a real wage.
Yeah, they leave them €2. I'm like, I feel sort of bad. 60. That's nothing.
So that's
and that's 11:30 at night also.
$60 about?
$60.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that
Which,
is
by the
good.
way, if there was tip, that means it's like a $48 meal.
Right.
You know?
Right. Good point.
And that's like, 2 glasses of wine is 14 each here.
Yeah. And also, you probably sat at that restaurant for 2
So
hours.
long. Dude, I saw this chick rolling she was hot. There's 2 chicks and a guy. And she was rolling a cigarette. She was doing it really well. And I was I hand-rolled cigarettes the whole time I was there. I was like, I'm going with the plan to sit at coffee shops all day and smoke hand-rolled cigarettes. And my classmates are like, you smoke? I'm like, no, I just started.
Yeah.
Like, I'm faking.
Ah.
Like, I'm not good at this. But I was staring at her. Her tits were out too, which was nice. But like, shit caught me looking, and I was like, the cigarette. I'm looking at the cigarette.
Yeah.
I was looking at your tits.
Sure.
But now I'm just looking at your technique.
Right. Yeah. It's just a really fun
walk
place
around.
to be. Walk around, take it all in.
And you really can just stop and like, let's stop, get a beer, and keep walking. Let's stop, get a little sandwich. You can split a small sandwich.
Yep.
At the little sandwicherias or whatever they are. Mm-hmm. The
Patisseria?
patisseria.
Yeah.
Patisserie. Yeah.
We would just sit on a. They have all these tables outside with the big awning and everything. We just sit there for hours and keep drinking and then you're like, hey, you know what? I'm hungry again. I've been sitting here so long. Let's get another.
Let's get another croque monsieur.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Do you have anything like you're like, I've never had anything like this in America, food wise?
Sadly, no. I mean, I had the foam thing.
The foam thing. Yeah, that's one.
That
you got
sucked.
me on that one. That's
Yeah,
good.
it was like a buff, which is beef.
Beef. Yeah.
And then I got some weird, crazy chicken, like a chicken fried steak, but it was like this big, and it was just all breaded, and it was really good. But man, yeah, it was just a great time. I want to go back.
I was on the way back from that meal, whatever. I was called home. I was talking to Tony, and it was like, he was like, the food's so great there. And I was like, and as I was walking by, I saw it looked like an immigrant on his floor with a plate of food on his bed, just eating it. I was like, they don't all respect cuisine here.
Even the subway was clean too.
Oh yeah, you took the subway?
Took the subway around, yeah.
It's nice. You can figure it out
Oh
pretty easily,
yeah,
right?
yeah. They make it real simple, and it was clean and nice. There's like carpet on the subway. It was crazy.
With Google Maps too, you can just like it just tells you go yellow to pink to brown.
Yeah,
and you're there.
exactly.
It's not difficult to get around. So all the scariness. Were you scared when you get there? Do you get scared in other countries?
China, I was scared because you get there and you're just like, it's all these characters and all these Chinese people and all this, but that was scary. But I still figured that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went to the wall and everything, but
Did
Paris, it's like a 6-hour flight too.
I know it's right there.
It's right there. It's
Was
like
Eng-
LA.
Was English a problem?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
The only problem is I would do the French accent with English words, which is like the dumbest American thing. I'd be like, oh, where is the water fountain? You know, and they're like, the water fountain's over there, you queef.
What is that makes you want to do it? It's like you're trying to meet him halfway.
Yeah, you're trying.
That's all
You're
I can
trying.
do. That's all I can do is fuck up the way I say it.
Yeah.
Water fountain where is? Like, like I know what you mean.
Now you're getting me all excited. I want to go back.
Yeah.
It's just a great time.
Yeah, just hanging in a bar or
Yeah.
a cafe. That's all it is.
That's
Walk
all it
around. I like the gardens that they had there, like I guess something Jardine.
Yeah, that's garden.
Luxembourg Gardens.
Oh, okay.
Did you go to that one?
No.
It was south of the river.
Uh-huh.
Did you go to Shakespeare and Company?
No.
Joe List told me about it, but I'm like, there's a fucking line. And I'm like, no, dude.
What is that, a
It's
bookstore?
bookstore.
Yeah.
And he goes, there's a line. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
It's a bookstore.
Exactly.
You
I'm
got
not
it.
waiting in line for that.
Yeah, but I remember we just want to hang. That's all comics want to do. It's like I went to Ireland with the Vodafone Fest.
Uh-huh.
And it was me, Chris D, Rachel, Sam, Nate Bargatze, Colin Quinn. And we'd go, all right, we'll meet for breakfast at 11 at this whatever. And we would end up sitting there and we're like, oh, we got to go to shower and the show is in an hour.
That's funny.
That was the whole day. I didn't
It's
see
just
a
hang.
lick of Ireland.
Yeah. Damn, the streets really are pretty there.
And there's something fun about your phone not working. I don't do the plan.
You don't.
I go.
That's smart.
I get Wi-Fi at the hotel or the Airbnb, and then I check everything out, and then that's it.
He downloaded an offline map, but also struggling to find a place is actually pretty fun.
It's
Like,
is.
it's around here somewhere. I ask for directions. You find new things.
Yes.
I was walking from My first day there, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll do some activities that I have to check off while I'm like uncomfortable. I was too nervous to even order food because I'm like, I don't want to say it in English.
Yeah.
Until I got so hungry that I had to, or maybe I stopped by a 7-Eleven and just like, just get nuts
Yeah.
or something. I was so nervous.
Really?
But, yeah. Every time I go to a new place. But like, I went from one museum, Palais Royal, to the Musée d'Orsay, and then I'm just like, I don't know, I think it's like up, down, and over, and I'm not following. And then I walked by the Rembrandt Museum
Oh, wow.
with the thinker, you know that
Yeah,
guy, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, here it is.
Wow.
And so it just like presents you stuff if you don't like find the exact right direction.
It totally does. It's good to get lost. It's good to find your way out. It's good to use your brain again because
Yeah.
we've just totally given into the
Dude,
phone.
a lot of people in the class didn't get the phone plan, and I was like jealous of them
Uh-huh.
because they really is like, we'll just come across something to eat. We're not looking for the best place.
And it's poison. You go, like, imagine being in Paris and looking at the Eiffel Tower and you're like, I got an Instagram
Oh, so and so texted me.
comment. Yeah, you're like, what
Yeah.
am I doing?
What am I doing?
Go be with the Eiffel.
It's that such a supreme waste of time when you're
It
in
really
the
is.
most magical place you'll be in for the year at least,
Yeah.
but maybe forever. You might never go back there.
Totally.
And you're gonna like, what if they totaled up the amount of time on an 8-day trip that you were on your phone? Like, since that it was 7 hours,
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
and you'd be like, oh no, and that's low for 8-day trip.
I know. This in Paris was just a camera. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, unless maybe she like would take a shit and I'd do a walk and listen to a podcast or something, but I was still soaking it all in.
Yeah. Did you watch any music or anything?
Yeah, there was a couple street performers that were pretty great that we watched, but nothing. We didn't go to a concert or anything.
I'm wondering what it was like. The drinking outside, that was something. It's just things you notice when you go to another country that it's just like you don't really even remember it.
Yeah,
Like I was
but
just
you
noticing
feel it.
this. They had a juggler here at a red light.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh yeah, the Ecuador.
Uh-huh.
At all the red lights, they had like a juggler or a unicyclist or whatever, and then begging for change. It wasn't just beggars. It was like they performed a task.
Yeah,
And
that's
and it
true.
was like, it reminded me of that, but it wasn't something I remember coming home until I just saw it.
right.
Like, what were those things in Paris? I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah, a lot of painter guys, and a lot of I saw mime.
Saw mime.
I saw mime, which is cliched. Nobody cared.
Seen his Space Invaders?
Huh?
Those murals?
I did see one, I think. Yeah.
He's from Paris.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, they're everywhere there.
Oh,
It's pretty much the
wow.
only thing I took pictures of is the Space Invaders. I was like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Oh,
Oh,
there's one.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Out of
it's
all
also
the
an
things?
excuse to take a picture of like, you know, sometimes like one street will come this, and then it goes like two ways.
Yeah.
So you have a building in the middle.
Yes.
So like it'll be on that. So it's like it's an excuse to take a picture of the streets
Right.
because that'll like be in a corner or something. I don't know.
It's a good take photos. I mean, you went to 8 museums and you took a photo of the Space Invader 9 times.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say though. When you go to the gardens and the Rembrandt, it Rembrandt. It wasn't Rembrandt. Who did the thinker?
Godot,
Yeah,
no,
fucking shit.
Rodin.
Rodin. It was a Rodin. It wasn't the Rembrandt. It was the Rodin Museum. So they have these. They have some sculptures inside. They had some sculptures outside. Small like busts inside, and not all Rodin too. But you're walking along, and I'm noticing these gardens, and you look back at the house that the museum is, and I'm like, oh, that was somebody's house.
Yeah.
And this was their garden.
Hell yeah.
And the Luxembourg Gardens, I was like, that was some royal's house.
Yep.
And this was just their estate where they'd walk with their girlfriend. And I imagine like what it would have been like then to be high class.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. Must be nice.
Yeah.
And they got no internet hate. So they were just living large.
Yeah. All those paintings, you know, you see those people at the beach and stuff, the dot paintings
Yes.
from back then. It was like, this is all the rich people.
Oh, yeah.
This wasn't like
Oh yeah.
bring a picnic from KFC.
No, that was like the the Rockefellers.
Damn.
But yeah, I just remember the feeling was so good. You just wanted to get up and get out. I feel like in New York, I'm always like, does that guy hate me? Is she mad at me?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with this couple's breaking up? She's crying. This cabbie's yelling at somebody. Not that they don't yell or get mad, but it just felt.
It's like keep in context.
Yeah, and everything was very picturesque. I have photos on my phone of just a guy walking down the street in the moonlight or whatever,
Wow.
and that was just, oh my God, I got to photograph this. And then I would go to
It's so iconic.
yeah, you
Oh, you
walk
gotta show me
past
that.
an apartment, and there's people hanging out on the balcony smoking and laughing, and you see there's a party in there, and you're like, Wow.
What are they doing? What are they talking about? They're talking about life and shit.
Yes, that's just their life. They're probably a bunch of students, or they're in some art class. Who the hell knows? An orgy, but it just was like, oh, I want to live here and be part of this.
I met a few Americans that had moved there, and it really was like, they were like, it's great.
Oh.
Once you learn the language, too, so you can fit in with anybody, it's just like, what about smoking?
It looks good. They make it look good.
A lot of smokers there. Parents smoke. All the girls smoke.
Yep. It looks good. Makes you want to do it. But
yeah.
if I could do it all over again, I would do the abroad shit in college.
A year abroad?
I would fuck abroad. No, I would. Yeah, I would go to Paris. My brother lived in Paris for 2 years.
No, really?
Yeah, he did the Peace Corps. I mean, he really lived it up.
I would say to any parent or no kids listening to this, but like, tell your kid, take a gap year before college.
Oh yeah, please live your life.
Live your life. Go to some other city, get a job, or travel around Southeast Asia or South America.
Yeah.
But like, dude, why go straight to college?
Or fuck college. Go use Google, save your money, and travel.
Yeah. What would you do if you go back to Paris? Like, what would you like? Be like, I want to do this and this and this.
I would probably hit the food scene a little harder because I think I missed that whole thing. I was on fucking Molly, for Christ's sakes. So
Yeah.
I wasn't eating. I was drinking a lot, doing drugs, walking around. So I definitely hit the food more. I get some more recs. Like when I went to Italy, I just said, Matteo, put it
Give me
right
some-
in my ass.
yeah,
Give me
yeah.
the food, the restaurants, and he gave me some great spots. So I would do that. But I hit every site. I think I would just I'd spend all my money on a spot right by the river and just hang there and take it all in. I'd just live in a neighborhood for like a week.
Yeah, I stayed in the 10th, which is more like it's borderline Little West Africa.
Oh wow.
But it's got flavor there for sure. It's like a hipster area.
Yeah.
And then they have canals right by there, which is like the river goes and then comes in, and people are like, it's just like I don't know if you ever look at somebody sitting drinking a beer like 4 or 5 like 26-year-olds, and they're talking another language, and you're like, what are they talking about?
I
It seems so
know, I
cool.
know. And then you're like, do you know? You remember when you first moved to New York? You're like, hey, my toilet's overflowing, but it's overflowing in New York.
Yeah,
You know? I wonder if they have that. I think that's the problem with living in Paris is you probably just go like, this is where I live. It's not like, it's not Paris.
Yeah, I wonder if you get used to it.
I think you must. I think a lot of them hate it there. And then like you
expensive
mentioned
now.
the revolution or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Isn't it weird that they were angry enough to be like, we need to have a revolution?
Yeah.
You don't see them, but I'm romanticized. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
Parisians listening to this going, what? I hate my dad. He fucked my sister in front of me. You know, like, so there is bad shit there.
But even when who's that dancer who went there?
Chris
Black
Brown.
Black dancer from like the 1920s.
Alan Avey?
No,
what's that guy's name?
Black chick.
Dance?
Not Bernadette.
Bernadette Peters.
Black dancer. But also James Baldwin.
Oh, yeah.
9
All
minutes.
those guys went
They
there.
all went there because they were like, oh, black's not a thing here.
Right.
It's just you're just like, I like your writing.
Yeah.
Gay's not a thing here.
Right. They all went. Capote went there, and Hemingway. And,
Yeah, Hemingway went there, and they all discussed stuff at the time. Like, what? It just seems like a place to like postulate about things.
Yes,
You know?
yes, for sure.
Which is what white people love doing.
We really love to
Love
postulate.
talking about possibilities.
Yes, and then not doing shit. We like to tweet
Yeah.
and talk and complain and yelp, but we ain't doing shit. There's a couple weirdos who get crunchy and get out there and pick up a shovel, but that's not many.
I heard though that's like we've had friends that have been like, gotten in trouble, and I've heard that they go there. And people are like, oh, we don't care about that shit here.
Yeah.
We've heard you've gotten in trouble, but we don't even understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
here. So welcome.
Right, I heard that too about like Me Too stuff.
Yeah.
Women are like, well, we don't subscribe to that completely. Like,
Yeah.
we like being sexual.
Yeah, we like a guy taking a chance and trying to kiss us.
Right. That's just what I heard.
That's what I heard. Hey, I've never tried to kiss anyone.
I'm a virgin.
I'm a virgin. That's right. Double virgin. I
Hell
put my
yeah.
dick around, shoved in my ass, so no one could touch me.
Yes.
Do you ever get tired, or how long does it take you to get tired of just going sightseeing? Like going to see the sights, like the Louvre and the whatever. Like
It's a little bit of a chore, but you got to do it.
you do something to get you out of the house.
Yeah, and my problem is the hangovers. I wake up and I'm like, I'm hungover. Fuck it. I just want to sit here and watch TV. But you got to just get over that hump, and you're so
can't.
glad you did.
can't. They all went to Australia. I think Kill Tony went to Australia.
Really?
Yeah, so it was Tony and Red Band and a few other people. And Red Band's like, do you have any tips for getting over jet lag? I just got to Australia. They all want to go on a koala, tasting trip.
Sure.
And I was like, suck it up and go, because you're going to be home and you're going to look back and like, why didn't I go to those koalas? You're not going to remember how tired you were.
so
You're
true.
just going to have no memory of the koalas.
It's like my bachelor party. We're sitting there. I was dead to rights.
That's right.
And Bert's like, get up. We're going on this boat and we're going fishing.
If people would have been like, hey, I don't feel like going, I'm like, sweet, let's not.
Let's not.
I was tired and hungover as shit.
Yep. But when you look at those photos in 10 years, you're not going to remember the hangover. You're not going to remember the tired. You're going to remember you there.
That's all I remember. Not now. It's been a month. I don't remember the fucking hardness to get up.
Exactly. It's
And
like
what a fun trip. As soon as you get a couple beers in you, a couple White Claws, whatever, and you're like back out, the sun's shining, you're like, oh, I'm not hungover anymore.
not hungover at all. The resilient body. Then you go home and you nap.
Relax.
It's like a breakup. You know, my friend was dating this girl. He hated her. She was a piece of shit, whatever. And then they broke up, and he was like, I miss her so much. And I'm like, remember you hated her? He's like, oh, yeah. I forgot she did all these horrible things to me. And you only see the good. It's one of our nice things our brain does.
Yeah. Internet only sees the bad.
Yeah.
Us, we naturally like, they were pretty cool.
Good point.
Internet's like, don't forget the fact that time that Jay walked.
Yeah. Remember when John Wayne said bag in 1941? String him up.
Yeah, get him out of burial and string him up.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up, I think.
All right.
Do you have any, Lewis said a segment I should do is have you convince me to go to this place, but like I already went to Paris, so I can't do that there.
Uh-huh.
Another one is what made you decide to go there. We already discussed that.
Yep.
Which seems almost cliche. It seems right, though.
It is cliche, but it's cliche for a reason.
There is a cliche for a reason vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you don't want to be there and then not go to the Louvre when you're there. I didn't go to the Louvre. When you're right that close. I got tickets one day. I was doing something else. But like, you're that close and you're like not going to go. It's like, do the cliche thing as a reason it's a cliche.
Yeah. I mean, when I moved to New York, I did the Statue of Liberty, I did Wall Street, I did the Empire, I did Central Park. Because I just get it out of the way and then you can live.
I never went to any of those things.
Really?
Yeah, I never went to Statue of Liberty.
They're all right there waiting for you.
Yeah, I should go.
Statue's pretty, but you can go inside of the lady.
Did you go up the Eiffel Tower?
I did.
How was that? You see the whole city?
Great. There's a bar in the 58th floor. So you hit that and you just keep walking.
Of the Eiffel Tower?
Yes.
You walked it?
I walked it. I walked the whole fucking thing.
Wait, you walk up the steps and then stop at a bar?
Yeah, and then take a breather.
So fucking French.
I know.
So
I
fucking
know.
French.
There's nothing else allowed but a bar. I think it's a restaurant, but I just got a beer there and then just kept walking.
Wow.
You ever heard the story about the guy who, some inventor in Paris made wings? And he was like, these wings, I believe in them so much, I'll go to the top of the Eiffel Tower and jump off.
Wow.
And he just died instantly.
I did hear that.
You did? It's like a famous thing where you got to respect
I'll show everyone.
the confidence.
And then people gather below, but not right below. And then he's like, here I am. And he's like, damn it.
That was it.
When he's like, ugh, it must have some time enough to go, not only am I going to die, this is just the worst. I called so much attention to myself.
Very embarrassing. But he owned it. I like that he stuck behind his product.
I went to the Eiffel Tower, but I did not go up in it.
What?
It was just like out of the way from where I was, and it was like it was like
the line was bananas. Don't get me wrong.
I was really having fun with what my vibe of the city was just cafes.
Got it.
So like, if I go back, I would go. And the line is like, I'm not sitting here waiting by myself. Mm-hmm. I saw a sunrise there though. That was nice.
Hey, is it open? Like you can?
It's open now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's always so no one's there. I recorded a promo for this podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah, because
cool.
my buddy told me in class, he was like, "Hey, I went in the morning. Went to class. I went early so I get breakfast." He goes, "There's no one on the lawn."
Wow.
Because it's a late city, so it's a late start also.
Right.
So I went and recorded this thing, got a beret and the shirt, and I held a baguette, and I was like, "Oui, I love travel, everyone. Please watch You Be Trippin'." Here's the other question I ask everybody.
All right.
There's no right answer here. Any travel tips for people?
Ooh.
Or for yourself that you use?
Yeah. Let's see. Travel tips. I would set everything up. That's the beauty of online. Set it all up early because you don't want to get there and go, what do we do?
Yeah.
You never.
Do
you
a little
want to
research?
Yeah, you want to have it done, research, ask some recs, get a lot of recs. Because it is fun to explore and it's fun to get lost, but it's nice to be like, All right, tonight we're going to that restaurant
that we talked about.
Yeah.
I like to have, that's a good one. I like to have a few things to get to.
Yes.
But also not be too concerned if I don't get to it.
Yeah.
If there is like, hey, I'm a huge Rodin nut, I'm going to that. And if it's like, hey, guys, it's day 3 out of 4 and we haven't gone yet, like I want to go to this thing.
Yeah.
But like, I was like that for the fucking Lucha Libre. I'm like, I want to go to that.
Yes.
Everything else, like, that's in school, but if I don't get to it, I don't get to it.
Yeah.
But like a couple things to like, so you're not just like, I don't know what to do.
And the hump thing is true. Get over that hump. Everything in your body goes, can we just eat and lay down? Just get up and get your fat ass moving
Go
and
lay
go
in the
there.
park. Go lay down in the
lay
park.
in the
out
park.
there.
Something.
Listen to people
And
like
get lost. I know that's like a negative, derogatory thing. Get lost, but get lost. Go get lost. Get on the subway and just go.
Yeah.
And then get off. Like, I'm going to get off on the 3rd stop and then see what happens.
It seems so counterintuitive.
Yes.
But the fact is, you're already there.
I know.
So is you're just letting fate decide if you do that. If you just get off the 3rd stop, whatever that happens to be. And if you're like, whoa, seems dangerous, then you're like, all right, I guess I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But like, it'll just be someplace, and you'll find something.
Yeah. And third thing.
Yeah.
Talk to people. Talk to strangers. Another hump to get over. Just go, hey, you from here? And they're going to go, whoa, what's the accent? And then now you're off and running.
It is a good talk. You know what Henry Rollins always says?
Mm.
People go like, what are you doing here? Or what are you doing in Paris? Or what are you doing, whatever. If they recognize him or if they don't, he just goes, I'm here to meet you.
Ooh,
because
that's
existentially
good.
he is. He's coming there just to meet some random, and here he is doing it.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Raul.
I've stolen it so many times.
Here to meet you.
Yeah. So would you ask like people on the street like for a record? Like, is there a good restaurant on here?
Yeah.
Or, hey, is there a good place to get whatever here?
Throw all the ego out the window and just be the ignorant fat tourist.
Also, my feeling is like if I had to tell someone how to live in the East Village or the West Village, and if you had a friend coming in and like, hey, what's there to do around here, or what's a good pizza place? It wouldn't be the one in the Lonely Planet version of New York. It would be, oh, there's a new one that just opened around the corner from this. It's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? The non-touristy thing is what I'd want someone to tell me.
Yeah.
And a local is like, oh, the best fucking baguette or a good coffee shop is that place. It's closed on Sundays, but that's the best coffee shop.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
it's
true.
not like the most traditional or the oldest, but it's like this is where we all go.
Right. Yeah. Do the real shit that the locals do. It's
that coffee shop next to the Cellar is the oldest coffee shop in
Cafe
America.
Reggio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been there once by accident just because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I heard they have hot chocolate here.
Exactly.
But, yeah. But like that's not where I'd tell someone to go get coffee.
No, God, that's a great point. When I first moved to New York, I met a girl at a bar, and we, like, hit it off. And I was like, let's go on a second date. She's like, where should we go? And I said, Cafe Reggio. And she was like, shut up.
Shut up.
And I was
You
like,
don't
you're
really
right,
care.
you're right. So we went to a bar and then fucked. But, yeah, good times. Yeah, that's so true. Gaffigan has that old great joke where he's like, I like to travel. And it's funny when people go, like, what are the locals doing? You know, it's noon. Where do the locals go? Like, they're at work. It's so true.
Good point. But they're not in Paris. They're not at work.
It doesn't feel like it.
Damn.
They just seem like they just have money.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? You know, I always watch TV, and I'm like watching a reality show. I'm like, they're in this huge house. Who has them? Where'd they get the money?
Who has this money for this house? Rogan had a joke about that when he sees rappers, and he goes, him, bent over, stacks of cash in each hand, big booty women in front of Ferrari that's in front of a mansion, and it's their first album. And it's like, you haven't even released a song yet.
Oh, that's great.
This is not yours.
That's good. Would you have to rent tits,
Yeah,
and booties, and houses? I think it's all alone.
Yeah, that's what it is. the company, the whatever. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, fucking cool. Yeah.
Now I'm dying to travel. I can't wait to get
You know what
back
I
out
want
on
to
the
do?
road.
Because I did one with Soder about Iceland. He's like, we should go to Iceland. I'm like, we should go to Iceland.
Well, maybe if we keep cooking and get our career together, we can.
I feel like, how
Quit
about this?
fucking
Let me just
around.
throw this out there for you. Think 12 months in advance. Not from today, but in general. 12 months in advance. If we say next summer, just a fucking comedy trip.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Iceland, but it's just anywhere. Of just like, guys, let's just go somewhere for 8-9 days.
Oh, that would be amazing.
We'll take so much time. We'll do it in the dead season of the summer or whatever, and just go have fun, see some shit. Everyone, my friends did this. This guy in the writing class who's going to be on this podcast about Morocco, he said they went somewhere, and every city they went to in like Thailand or something was another of their group of fives thing. So like if let's say we're going all over Europe. You get Copenhagen, or you get Amsterdam. You get Copenhagen. You get London. You get whatever. And so there's no like, what should we do? It's like Mark already decided what we're doing.
Oh, that's
You know, if
good.
you want to add something, hey, this place look cool, sure, but like, he knows it, and so you can just like cede control and just have fun.
But what if you get some cum guzzler who's like, I don't want to go to that museum. I'm in Amsterdam.
Well,
I'm
then
going.
stay home. Fuck off. Stay
Okay.
home. We're doing this today.
All right.
We decided we're doing this today.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you might not get. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. There's got to be a way to do it. We can have fun. We have. It's not even. We feel rich because we're living like normal humans.
I know.
Because we didn't for so long. But like, we could take a trip to Europe.
Totally could take a trip.
South America, Southeast Asia. We can go anywhere.
Well, our friends are psycho. I went to a wedding this weekend. I took Friday and Saturday off to go to a wedding.
Yeah.
And my friends are like, you're not working? Where are you at tonight? Are you on the road? I'm like, I'm in a tuxedo at New Hampshire on a boat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
Well,
now
we'll
you
leave on
got
a
me
Monday,
excited.
skip one weekend, come back on the next Thursday.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm getting married, and we're going on a honeymoon, and we still haven't figured out where. What is your rec?
What you told me was a great idea.
Oh, you like that?
I loved it.
Okay, maybe that'll be it, because she's hesitant.
Why?
Well, it's just such an ordeal. It's such a big thing to take on.
You want to talk to Monroe? He just went on
To
a comedy
Africa.
trip, Kenya.
Oh, I will talk to him.
Yeah, he did a great safari, overnight safari. Listen, if you're looking for the cliche romantic thing, that's it's not going to be that. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking for the romance is let's start our adventure in life together on another adventure somewhere, then I think that's a great. You want to go to a place that hasn't been overly visited.
Yeah.
That you really can look at it wide-eyed and like go in. You don't want to go back to anywhere you've been. You know, it's just like go to Paris another time with her, but not
Sure.
honeymoon. It's like, yeah, do something wild and interesting.
Right.
And if you do go there, as soon as you get back, come back on You Be Trippin.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right. It's
Yeah,
a
I
date.
love that idea. Where else are you thinking about?
We thought about Thailand, and then we thought about Istanbul.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Thailand's the most accessible foreign place.
Is
It's
it?
really set up for tourism.
You been?
It's been a few times.
I heard you live like a king.
You do live like a king.
Beaches.
I can.
I like
Well,
the
let's talk.
food.
Let's talk. I'll
All
talk
right.
to you in May,
We'll
too.
talk.
Because there's places you can go. Bennett, would you? Relax. Tony's home. He's now fucking freaking
Oh,
out.
ladies home.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been You Be Trippin'. Don't forget, check out Mark's amazing special, out to lunch on YouTube right now. Check him out for two of his podcasts, Tuesdays of Stories, the oldest, long-standing one. Buddy, wait 1 second. Or We Might Be Drunk. I've been on both those podcasts.
Yeah.
Good way to start each of them is search Ari Shaffir and those things. And guys, leave a comment, subscribe, tell a friend about this. It's a fucking. I'm having a lot of fun.
I want to hear about
podcast.
what the Parisians think about our assessment of their...
Oh, I'd love to. Like, you got it wrong. It's like, no, you didn't. This
Yeah.
is my experience there.
Yeah.
I don't have to go see everything.
You got that right.
You got that right. All right.
All right.
Bye, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's the episode, everybody. Fin. Episode fin. I am in right now the Patreon room, patreon.com/youbetrippin. I do a few different things. I'll cover a place sometimes on the You Be Trippin' pod. I also do this thing where people send me postcards from their travels around the globe, and I read them, comment on them, and stick them up behind me. I'm going to fill up this whole fucking wall with the patrons and anyone's, what's it called? Postcards. You can send it to You Be Trippin' Pod, 151 First Avenue, number 49, New York, New York, 10003, USA. This one from the Camino de España, like we talked about with Jasmine Shaw. Somebody took the trip to Camino. I've actually, since we did that episode, met a couple other people that did Camino. It really is. It's like the SNL cast. Or being a Comedy Store regular. It's a unifying thing. And I was jealous of everyone. I met this old couple that did it. They were in their late 60s, maybe early 60s, maybe mid 60s, and they did 9 days on the Camino. You don't have to do the whole thing. I was jelly as shit. Came to. It's tough to read over the stamp. Came to Santiago de Compostela after the Camino de Santiago episode with Jasmine. No fucking way it got them there. Bro, I'm going to tell you this right now. Anybody who travels because of this podcast, it makes me feel good. I mean, it's legitimately makes me feel fucking great. If it can help incentivize you or inspire you to get out there in the world, fucking nice. No, excuse me. Let me take that back. Fucking nice. Came to Santiago de Compostela after Camino de Santiago episode with Jasmine. It's full moon and summer solstice. Oh, wow. Perfect for tripping in this cool old spiritual cities. These are the Camino routes. Stay tripping. From Crispin. He's got Camino de España. Let's see it right here. Pretty fucking cool, huh? Pretty cool postcard. Damn, that's fucking badass. Guys, if you like today's episode, make sure to reach out to Mark Norman at Mark Norman on Instagram. If you reach out to him, tell him you had a good episode. DM him. Go ahead and DM him. Oh, look at this fucking stamp. Esa human compartif. Oh, cool. España Correos. Correo means letter. Duolingo is doing its job. Very, very slowly. Nothing will fucking replicate actually getting out there and fucking using the language. So fucking cook or fucking busboy at the stand, and I tried to talk to him in Spanish. He goes, he whips by me. I got fucking nothing. I got 850 plus days, and I can't even fucking. I saw my stats too. It said like you can have basic conversations with people and ask directions. I'm like, what? I'm a 24. I gotta get to 30, and then I can talk a little deeper. Imagine being on the Camino. And they got a fucking postcard and sent it. Today's episode is produced by Your Mom's House Network. Thank you, Your Mom's House, for making this happen. I know a lot of people say Your Mom's House has redeemed itself with my inclusion as a member of the podcast network. That's right. I think they have. They were getting too big for their own britches, so to speak. That's a pun on jeans. No, they're doing great. They're always doing great. And I'm going to get pretty much everyone from Your Mom's House Network on at some point. Tim. Who else is there? Tim, Bart, Christinsa. Could have done better than Christinsa. Charo. Tim, Bert, Charo. I got Danny Bin. It was edited by Alan Caffey. Thank you very much, Alan. And that's, I think that's the episode, you guys. I have nothing else to add. Please subscribe before you go. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. And if I get my Patreon up to, where should we do? Right here? Yeah, right there. Patreon up to 2,000 people. It's just starting. 3 episodes a month is what you get for just $5. And it's not all the money going to me. The stamp's on the wrong side. It's also going... When we get to 2,000, I'm going to send someone around the world. I'm going to send someone on a trip, not necessarily a patron, but someone we find. We're going to send them on a trip around the world, funded by the patrons of the You Be Trippin Patreon. Do not go to Ari Shaffir Patreon because that is dead. I got to close it down fully. So You Be Trippin Patreon. That's it, you guys. I hope you had a good time. France was cool when I went. I should do an episode about me because my experience with Mark Norman, and this is the podcast, is going to be way different than yours. Mark went on a romantic trip. I was there for a memoir writing class with Rolf Potts. It was fun. That's where I met Jasmine. I met Zylia also. I did an episode of my other podcast. And Zain Jarecki I met there too. And that's where I did that fucking podcast about Morocco from a hostel in Paris during Rolf's writing class. I'm going to do a lot more from all over the world. Got one coming from Romania about Tokyo. Got one coming from Australia about Guatemala. Got another one from Australia coming about New Zealand. The Guatemalan one, I was there with the guest. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Until next week. Who's next week? I believe it's going to be H. Foley. On Greece. And I got a special announcement for you. I got a new studio coming. Oh, yeah, I should have said this earlier. Fuck, we're already at 6:40. Well, guys, I guess if nobody's listening, because they're not, leave in the comments if you have heard it this far. I built a new studio. Me and Tobey Maguire. Yeah, that's right, Tobey Maguire. From the Spider-Man franchise. Came in. He left his job. Tobey Maguire left his job as an actor to help me build a new studio. Tobey McMullen from the Are You Garbage. We went and sat. We spent a whole fucking summer together. We built up a goddamn new studio. You'll love it. Dee's helped as well. Dee did all the building. Me and Toby fucking did the designing. Toby helped with all the helped. They did it all already. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. It'll be next week. Let's call it with H. Foley on Grease. I'm excited to show you. The thing was, I'll say this tomorrow, next week's episode, but I was waiting to see if this podcast would catch on before really committing some money to it. And it has caught on. I'm having a fucking blast doing it. And I believe you guys are having a blast listening. Different experiences all the time. If you're looking for a travel guide, look no further than Lonely Planet. If you're looking for experiential stories, look no further than the You Be Trippin podcast. Yeah, that's right. Mark Norman's version of Paris is going to be way different than my version on a writing class. By myself around the city. Not romantic at all. Smoking ciggies, rolling cigarettes, smoking them near babies at cafes. That's all I wanted to do, write in my journal. All right. Until next week, thanks for I can't wait for you guys to see this fucking studio. It's fucking badass. It's badass. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Oh, wait. Bonjour. No, wait. Adieu. That's it. It's adieu.